Welcome everyone. This is Fairy Stampland. My name is Melanie Smith and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'm going to video my first YouTube video and I'm going to share with you a technique called triple stamp technique. As you can see here, I'll bring this a little bit closer to you. There are 3 layers to the card, but all of the images coincide with each other and they match. But just having these little borders here makes it pop. So this is the card I have made, and we're going to make one like this today. And I stamped a little bit on the inside. And then, of course, I always think the envelope's the first thing they see. So I always like to make it really pretty. And I put a little bit on the front, too. I'm not sure if the postman likes that too much, but tough. This stamp set that I am using here is called the Indescribable Gift. It is in the Mini Occasions catalog, and this floral is just gorgeous. And I love the sentiments too, but the floral is just what grabbed me. It could also be colored with markers or blendy pens, or I mean, there's so many options with this set. So let's get started. I'm going to put this one aside and bring out my pieces here. Another thing I saw just the other day was someone making a card with the same technique, but they did this center section kind of off kilter, and then they put their sentiment like this. And I thought, that's kind of neat too. It makes it look like it's swirling almost, like there's motion. So how about we try to do that? Make it look a little bit different. So you're going to discard, or not discard, but put aside your colored cardstock, and I'm going to use a little bit of repositional two-way glue. If you use just a little bit of this, it'll help hold the layers in place without it being permanent. You want to let that blue dry just a little bit so it doesn't become permanent. Once you start to see it dry, usually you'll be okay. So we're going to put that one there, and then how about we put this one across the center there, and that just helps hold it in place. I've already pre-mounted on the Stampin' Up! Acrylic blocks. This block is E, and what we're going to do is we're going to ink up. I'm using Wisteria Wonder and Eggplant, Elegant Eggplant. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a purple girl. I love me some purple. So I'm going to just stamp here in any old way. And this, I've never done one this direction, so you're learning right with me to see what works and what doesn't. I'm going to make sure, I did make one boo-boo on one of the cards I made previously, and I didn't leave enough white space on that center. And that became an issue because my sentiment was kind of off. So we won't have that happen this time, hopefully. Just make sure that's in place there. Looks like it slid a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Gonna fit that like there. Sometimes I also get some excess ink on the side of my stamps because these brand new stamp pads are so amazing. But I'm so used to the old ones that I push too hard. With these newer ones, you want to just tap, tap, tap. And you get a lot better results that way. But I've been with Stampin' Up! Forever, it seems like. Or I've ordered Stampin' Up!, let's say, forever. So, alright, so there we go. I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to take these pieces apart really gently, and I know I put them together a little quick, but it still comes off. It does a little bit there, but you're going to cover it up, so it doesn't matter. So our cardstock sizes, I'll tell you the big piece first, which I consider layer 1. The purple Elegant Eggplant cardstock is cut at 4.5 by 5.5. You know, it's 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So then I'm going to use some Tombow liquid glue, which I love because when you have a really tiny border like we're dealing with here, you tend to need a little bit of forgiveness as you're moving it around so you can get it as straight as possible. And I'm one for wanting it exactly right. Everybody knows I'm a perfectionist, which I think is a curse at times, but hey, what do I know? So let's see here. See, with this Tombow glue, you can just kind of move it around until you like the spacing of the borders. But once it glues, you can see there, it was a little tough to move right there. Okay. Then I'll take this second layer, and this second layer here in the cardstock is 2.5 by 3 3/4. Now, what I haven't mentioned is that everything is 1/8 smaller for the white cardstock, and I am using Whisper White for that, which is a Stampin' Up! Color. Some of my favorite Stampin' Up! Colors are in this one. I'm just putting some glue on the back of this second layer on the white so I can adhere it to this. I love the way you have control over moving it a little bit though. It's just a little bit more forgiving. Okay, now we're going to place this down, hook these two layers together. So I'm just adding some Tombow to the back of that one. And now you want to make sure you do it the right way, because I did it the wrong way once. And you know, you live and you learn. The nice thing about cards is there's no right or wrong. Let's see. Yep. You can kind of see the line from where the sentiment one was. Okay, now with this last piece, let's see which way it lines up here. Okay, had it in the right direction, just making sure. Before I actually hook this, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. And we'll do this in the Elegant Eggplant. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't get it on there that time. This is hard because I can't look over it, so I'm praying. Pray, pray, pray. Ha! Looks pretty good. Okay, now we're going to mat that really quickly. A little bit more Tombow glue. Oops. Move it around there until I'm happy with it. Now on this, because it's a sentiment, I'm going to pop it up with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. Now these dimensionals are by far the very, 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 very best on the market. And they're very affordable too. But you'll hear so many demonstrators say the same exact thing. We've used them all. We've used the cheapy ones at our box stores locally. But these are different. They're just amazing. You just have to try them to believe me. Okay, let's put this last one on here. Is that not cute? That is adorable. Alright, now what I like to do also is decorate your inside. And I'll show you here. Oh, I did show you already how I did it there in that one. This one's going a different direction. So we're going to put this piece in here. So I'm just going to get the big stamp again. And I will go ahead and put a little bit of eggplant on it, which is the darker of the two. And we'll just put a little sprig there on the side. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I just love that. Since that's drying, I'm going to just go ahead and put this on here instead. I gotta get some more of this, don't I? It's almost out. You can tell I love it. I do. I love this stuff. It's so affordable, but it really works. So we're just going to put that around on there, and I'll line that up real good. Awesome, awesome. Alright, so that's the inside of your card. Now let's do the envelope. Gotta have a pretty envelope, don't we? Use a little bit of the eggplant. And you know what? Go ahead and stamp this off a little bit. Use the Wisteria Wonder too. Oh, that is pretty. And then on the front, we'll just put a little bit there. Okay, so I love that where it just falls off the edge and it just makes it look so finished. So that's our card envelope. There's our card. And like I said, this is the Indescribable Gift stamp set. But I have also done a couple other color variations using the Forever Florals. This is in the annual catalog, and it has so many different options. I mean, you just have so many of those open stamps. So let me show you just real quick before we go a couple of these. This is one I did in Crumb Cake and Blushing Bride. I just wanted to try a really subtle one. That would be great for like a wedding invitation, thank you card, or I just thought it was really pretty and dainty. And I did a two-tone since I had that little stamp in the card. I put that both inside the card and also on the outside of the envelope. Then I got a little bright using two contrasting colors. And here I've used Strawberry Slush and Daffodil Delight. And I had a little bit of ink come off of the edge on one of those. So I just added a few little crystals. You can't go wrong with stamps. You can't mess up. That's the beauty of it. You can open it up, and I did the same thing in there. I added a couple crystals. Isn't that pretty? Well, you can find my blog online at www.fairystampland.com. And if you would like to order any of the products that you've seen here today, you can go to www.fairystampland.stampinup.net. I hope you've enjoyed today's movie. Bye.